Hello and welcome to Retro Reviews, my channel where I review my favorite retro video games of all time as well as some modern releases I have recently finished. Today I want to talk about some leaks and some reports making the rounds about various games making their way to the PlayStation 5 and the Switch 2 that have gotten me very, very excited. The first of which is going to be the Gears of War Trilogy, the original 3 games making their way to PlayStation 5 Day 1 in a remastered collection. It's going to be coming to Xbox and PC, but also PlayStation 5 with no delay for the PlayStation 5 version. There is no mention of a Switch 2 version, but it also is expected to be making its way to Switch 2 as well. So that's a really exciting thing to see Gears of War making the leap over to PlayStation. This is after reports of properties like Forza Horizon 5 and Starfield is apparently being prepped to release on PlayStation 5 pretty quickly, despite no formal announcement. This is another one to add to the long list of games that Microsoft is porting over to other consoles. We knew about the Switch collaboration. We knew that Microsoft recently talked about how they're really excited to work with Nintendo on the Switch 2, and they're reportedly getting like the Master Chief Collection ready for the Switch 2. I talked about that previously, but it's also reportedly coming to PlayStation 5. And now we've got another one with the Gears of War Trilogy. Now, if you look back like 15 years, 16, however long it's been since the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 at this point, man, has it been like almost 19 years? Am I tripping right now? If you look way back in the day, exclusives really drove consoles. That was a really big thing. You had Gears of War, you had Halo on the Xbox 360, you had the Uncharted, you had The Last of Us near the end of it. You got your exclusives that sell the consoles. Now it just seems like Microsoft is making moves to put their games on every available console, which is really cool. I've gotten some comments on my last video that I talked about this saying, this is awesome. Can't believe that Microsoft is like putting their games on every platform, making it available for everybody so they don't have to pick and choose between consoles. Now they can just enjoy their games on everything. I 100% agree. I used to be that hater that really touted the console wars and was really a PlayStation guy over Xbox. I had my Nintendo stuff, but I loved PlayStation for my hardcore games, and I was very anti-Microsoft. That has changed as of late. In the last few years, I've really changed my tune, tried to get into Xbox franchises. I've been playing through Gears of War right now. It's very, very fun. It is like just hardcore fun from start to finish. It is balls to the wall action the entire time. It's very cool. I really like what it is. And to see that make its way to PlayStation, and not only that, but to have like cross-play features apparently with the online multiplayer suite, whether that will be 3 individual suites or something more like the Master Chief Collection where it's all one with all the maps compiled and everything, is kind of up for grabs here. The person that reported this, it's EXTAS1S is the user reporting this, said that crossplay functionality between consoles is going to be a thing and that they'll have a multiplayer suite again. It's just really cool to see, especially for these franchises that we don't really see a lot of anymore. Gears of War has been fairly dormant for a long time. We do have E-Day coming. Maybe this is a way to kind of get interest in the property back up, and if they're putting it on PlayStation 5 and possibly Nintendo Switch 2 as well, this could prep for people to be like, oh yeah, I really need to go visit the Gears of War Trilogy before E-Day comes out. I think this is a really cool tactic from Microsoft. I think this is a great way to push your franchises out the door and make a lot of money on them as well. These are really old franchises at this point. Gears of War, the original trilogy, came out a long time ago. Like I said, like 15 years ago. So for like the first entry or the second maybe. So it's been a long time. To get more money out of this franchise, the best way to do it is to put it onto another console that's never had the series before. If you remaster this and put it out for Xbox, sure, lots of people are going to play it, PC even. For the multiplayer suite alone, I'm sure people are really interested in that. I think we're longing for those old games to make a comeback multiplayer-wise. But this is a really cool way to capitalize on this big property that's just been sitting dormant for a long time and to make a really big splash on another console. Again, if this goes on PlayStation Day 1 with crossplay between consoles and PC for multiplayer, you're going to have a ton of people buy this, and a ton of people are going to be really satisfied, especially for the people that have never experienced Gears of War. If you were like me, for several years, I didn't have an Xbox. I owned an original one, but nothing else. So my experiences on the Xbox exclusives have been very limited. So if you are like that and you've only played on PlayStation or Nintendo consoles, and now you have a chance to play Gears of War, this is probably really exciting. And especially to have it in a neat little package so you don't have to get secondhand copies. I did get my own secondhand copies when I went on vacation last year. I got some all the Gears of War trilogy on the Xbox 360. Really excited to play those, and it's been a lot of fun. Got the Master Chief Collection. It's just nice to have them all all compiled together so it's much more accessible, and for preservation efforts, of course, it's just really, really nice. So that's not the only one, though. Outside of that, I was really excited to see that a new Metroid game, a new 2D Metroid game, is also reportedly in development at Nintendo that should be launching in 2025 alongside with Metroid Prime 4. Not like specifically the same release date. We did get that though with Metroid Prime 1 and Metroid Fusion launching on the same day. I had to look that up because I had that in my memory. I was like, there's no way they launched those simultaneously. They absolutely did. November 18, 2002. And I remember that. I remember getting Metroid Fusion on my Game Boy Advance SP, and my brother convinced my parents to get me the GameCube adapter cable so they could unlock Metroid in Metroid Prime. Fantastic. What a cool thing. If we somehow got Metroid Prime 4 Beyond and a new 2D Metroid game, even in the same year, that would be so huge for the franchise. Apparently Dread has drummed up enough interest in the property. I mean, clearly Metroid Prime 4 is going to be making some waves. It's one of the most anticipated games ever, but Metroid Dread really revamped the 2D series, really breathed life into it, where a lot of people thought it was really hopeless to get a new 2D game, but now apparently they're making another one to try and capitalize on the hype of 4, and to capitalize, of course, on Dread and the growth they've seen on the Nintendo Switch for the property. That makes me really, really excited. Metroid is one of my favorite franchises, and to see another 2D game, as much as I love Prime, Metroid Prime is like my 4th favorite game of all time. I love that game. There's something really special about 2D Metroidvania games, and especially the Metroid ones. Metroid Fusion I've played maybe more than any other game ever, like played through it and beaten more than any other game in the I've ever touched, and that's really saying something. So I'm just really excited by the prospect of a new Metroid game. On top of that, I've also seen some things making the rounds that they maybe have seen what the Switch 2 cases look like. They've done some mock-ups. Apparently some dimensions leaked on some site. Some I can't remember where it was. Some foreign site was leaking the dimensions of the Switch 2 cases. They're going to be reportedly bigger than the Switch 1, like in every way, but still smaller than the PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X cases, which I think is really funny. There's a comparison here. I'll probably pop it up on the screen really quick just so you can see the difference here. So that's going to be weird for collections because the Switch already has its own weird cases and they're weird size compared to everything else. So this will be kind of funny to put next to each other, or you have to get your own shelf for it because they're not going to exactly line up, reportedly at least. But I thought that'd be a funny thing to throw in here as well. But let me know in the comment section down below what you think. If you're a PlayStation owner, are you excited by Gears of War making its way to PlayStation? And even like Halo Master Chief Collection, would you buy those day one? I know I probably would, because I'd really like to experience what it's like to play those online and experience them across platforms. And I have like an Xbox One. I don't have a new console, so it'd be really nice to experience them in 4K and everything. Are you excited about a new Metroid game? Let me know in the comment section down below what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.